Alright, this one, the Wendigo. Would you lock this one up? Or would you just destroy it? I say just destroy it. Like there's no point of locking this one up. I think you just destroy it. Comment down below if you're gonna destroy it or not. Alright, this one is SCP-323 Wendigo Skull by TheRubber. Alright, start.
A warped man walked out of the woods, killed our friends right in front of us.
Mm.
Sometimes it would stare more than it would make to kill, try to talk to you. It whispered at me, "Come and eat." It made me
No,
cold
thank
in my
you.
bones. When I was made to kill, I thought of this, and it calmed me. Hello everybody,
What?
I'm TheRubber.
Okay.
Today we bring you SCP Foundation Euclid Class Object SCP-323. SCP-323, also known as Wendigo Skull, is the skull of an unidentified cervid measuring 55 centimeters long, 27 centimeters wide, and 31 centimeters tall. With a pair of antlers growing from the left and right sides of SCP-323, 323 shows signs of damage consistent with outside exposure.
Is that a magic skull or what?
And weathering across the object, bleaching on the upper surfaces, and a missing lower jaw. The rear of the skull features an approximately centered ovoid gap, measuring 25 centimeters high and 23 centimeters wide, giving access to an interior space 16 centimeters deep. This gap shows signs of tool use, indicating that it was carved with tools, possibly stone. SCP-323 displays the ability to react to aural, tactile, and visual stimuli.
That thing's alive?
Testing has revealed SCP-323 appears to have a field of view, similar to that of other cervids, and has responded to visual stimuli from up to 50 meters away. 323 is also capable of limited locomotion, typically in the form of small movements and vibrations. In most cases, 323 will only move away when touched, or when personnel are present within its containment chamber. But 323 has also demonstrated the ability to make larger movement, such as
what if you
lunging
wear
at
it,
SCP's
huh?
personnel, and repeatedly attempting to break through its containment. SCP-323 exerts an influential effect in a radius extending roughly 15 meters from itself. Individuals within this radius will begin experiencing cannibalistic thoughts and urges, violent outbursts, and impaired judgment after approximately 1 hour of continuous exposure. Roughly 74% of individuals who reach this point will attempt to place their heads through the gap present in the back of 323.
Yeah, it makes sense.
If an individual is incapable of fitting their whole head through the gap, attempts will be made to bludgeon their heads against nearby hard surfaces until the point that the individual's head manages to fit, loses consciousness, or pass on. Once the individual has fit their head through 323, the individual is classified as SCP-323-1. Within 10 minutes of putting 323 on, 323-1 will undergo drastic physical alterations. 323-1 will experience a rapid loss of body fat, body hair, and pigmentation, followed by the rupturing of the distal phalanges.
Is it turning into a beast?
Abnormal tooth growth, and the blackening of extremities consistent with frostbite. Additionally, 323-1 appears to experience greater strength and pain tolerance than the average human. However, 323-1 still appears to be as susceptible to physical harm as it was before contacting SCP-323. SCP-323-1's metabolism will experience a dramatic increase, requiring a constant caloric intake, with starvation occurring anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes, if no self-preservation efforts are made.
That's a lot of eating, bro.
Metabolism, 323-1
I think gotta eat
will
every
actively seek
15 to
out
30
the
minutes.
other individuals for sustenance. If 323-1 is incapable of finding plentiful nourishment, 323-1 will make efforts to sustain itself, including limiting movement, rationing available food, and auto-cannibalism. SCP-323-1 will only feed upon humans. It is presumed that 323-1 can receive sustenance from other sources, but chooses not to, despite availability or ease of access. During the pursuit of individuals, SCP-323-1 has been known to occasionally make various statements in the Severn, Ojibwe, Potawatomi, and Cree languages, as well as in the native language of 323-1 original itself. It is not known if these statements and the knowledge of these languages is the result of SCP-323's anomalous influence, or if they originate from 323 itself. The following audio log has been transcribed from surveillance recovered during the 2006 containment breach of SCP-323, which resulted in the death of 12 personnel members before containment could be
reestablished. That thing is dangerous, bro. Is this Keter?
So hungry.
I think this SCP is Keter.
I must eat. So very hungry. Always, always hungry. Must not eat. I have to eat. So hungry. So lonely.
Lonely?
Alone. Hungry. Should eat. Must eat them all. I must eat to know warmth.
Ew.
So cold. Must eat. SCP-323 was first discovered on December 9, 1997, in the Bittern Lake Reserve, part of the Lakla Runge First Nation in Canada. A small and
How do you lock this up, bro?
Had been sustaining an active SCP-323-1 by routinely murdering individuals and leaving them out as an appeasement to 323-1.
I mean, the body is still, like, you can still damage it, right? But how did you get to that point? How do you beat this thing?
Investigation revealed that many people were involved, and these people were amnesticized after being interviewed, and a cover story involving an unidentified serial killer was propagated. Unfortunately, the 323-1 died of starvation during its transfer to Site 91.
It's starved.
James Namagus,
you can starve
an individual involved in the murders and sustaining of SCP-323-1 prior to its containment, was brought in by a professor from the Foundation for questioning. James remained unusually calm throughout and after the interview. James told the professor that he involved in moving the bodies for the Wendigo to eat. Here, Wendigo refers to the 323-1 instance. His elders told them a story of the Cree men, back when fighting was common, who tried to control the Wendigo to give his people an advantage. When asked about how they first encountered Wendigo, he said, "One night, I heard yelling all around the village. A warped man walked out of the woods, killed our friends right in front of us. Sometimes it would stare more than it would make to kill, try to talk to you. It whispered at me, 'Come and eat.' It made me cold in my bones.
I'm good, bro.
Then I felt like I could understand the warped man, the Wendigo, and that we could leave with him like we all do when we pass. When I was made to kill, I thought of this and it calmed me. I didn't run. It would look at me sometimes. I could hear him in my mind. I could feel him watching me from out of my own eyes. This helped me watch these people die, and I hoped it would pass on my family." Following the interview, James was administered amnestics.
Yeah, that dude's just going crazy, bro.
SCP-323 is to be kept in a 17 cubic meters concrete containment cell in Site 91. It is to be restrained in the center of the cell with a 1 cubic meter container of 8.8 centimeter thick transparent armor. The container must be lined with a one-way laminate, which has one electronically locked access port. This container is to be internally lit, with the surrounding cell kept dimmer to facilitate the one-way laminate. The cell is to be surveyed remotely at all times, and any signs of activity are to be reported. No personnel are to enter SCP-323's containment cell except to examine the integrity of SCP-323's restraint measures. The restraint measures are to be examined bi-weekly, and any signs of damage are to be repaired immediately. All personnel who enter 323's containment cell are to be accompanied by an armed guard. Personnel are not to be within 323's containment cell for longer than 45 minutes, and any communication around 323 is to be written or spoken in a language other than English or French. In the event that 323 breaches containment and an instance of 323-1 is formed, personnel are to evacuate Site-9-1 and the site is to be locked down.
That's all you can do, bro. Run away.
Units are to be deployed to destroy the body of 323-1. Following this, armed personnel may be sent in to reestablish the containment of SCP-323. Before we end this video, we are proud.
Yeah, like, at least you can just starve it, right? Let it starve and then, you know, you just lock up the skull. But damn, it's one of those, do you save it or do you lock it up? Or do you just destroy it? I say just destroy it, bro. There's no benefits of like keeping this, you know? Like, there's nothing positive would come out to this one. Just destroy it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Alright.